Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Colby, or as I'm better known as on Twitch, Instagram, and here on YouTube, Serial Killer. And thanks for stopping by Serial Killer Gaming. I really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy the video. And if you do, please hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. It helps me out. And also, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you'd like to see me do differently, and I will work on that. I really like talking to everybody in the comments and just kind of having a fun conversation. I really like talking about board games, different things like that. I actually have a Facebook group that I run called Mini Painters United Worldwide. And I created that group about 3 years ago, and it has about 2,000 uh, members in the group, and it's people that are wanting to learn how to paint all the way through professionals that do it for a living. So if that's something you're into, I will put a description in the link below. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really excited about today's video. This video, I'm doing an unboxing for the newest boxed game from Warhammer, and that is the Warhammer Quest, The Cursed City. And I was lucky enough that my local game store actually got some copies and they were able to hold one for me. So special thanks to Mike and the rest of the uh, people that work at Edmund Unplugged. I really appreciate it. I always try to buy local if I can, to help out the smaller stores, different things like that. I actually grew up in a family that owned a local business for 27 years. And so helping out the community is something that I like to do, and I recommend that you try to do that as well. If you don't, then go through the website, get the GW stuff, because their stuff is incredible, and you will be able to see that in the contents of this game. So, excuse me, with all of that being said, I hope you like this video. I plan on doing some how to assemble videos for all of the models in this set. Hopefully, I will have those up by all of them up by the end of the week, and I will also work on getting the Blood Bowl models put together that I have been promising. I apologize, I haven't been around much. I've had some different things come up, some family things, some things going on in the neighborhood that we had to fight with the HOA with, just tons of different stuff. Everything's good, everything's worked out. So I'm good to go. So I plan on doing a lot more videos. But enough rambling from me. Let's get into it. So with that being said, let's take a look at the Warhammer Quest Cursed City box. Starting off, let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the box. As you can tell, the artwork on this box is awesome. I love that they went with the graphic novel, comic book, sketch art look. I really feel like it brings out the just the setting for the game, and it really fits really well. At the top, we've got the name. Down here, it says Heroic Quests in the Doomed City of Ulfenkarn. The box is 17 inches by 12 inches, so it is a big box, and it is heavy. There is a lot in this box, as you can tell. This is a picture of everything set up. It's got a little just background information and what the board game is about. You've got the game contents, which we're going to be looking at. And then you've got pictures of all of the different models. So here's all the heroes. Up here is Radikar the Wolf, who is kind of the arch villain in the game. But the artwork and the way they set this box up is really nice. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take the top off of the box, and we will look at what's inside. First thing you're going to see when you open up the box is the sprues for the models. And there are 6 different sprues. You've got one set that has kind of the bigger characters on it, as well as the bigger monsters. And all of these models are push to fit. And so that's kind of nice that they did that. I know some people don't like them. It doesn't bother me. It says that you don't have to use super glue and stuff like that for these models, but I usually end up putting just a little on there just to be on the safe side. But I'm not going to go in too in depth looking at these models just because I am going to be doing how to assemble videos for all of these models. But you get one sprue there, and then this is the only one where you get two sets of the same sprue. But this has a lot of the smaller like minions and villains and like the rats and stuff like that on it. And so all of the models in this game are gorgeous. And here is the Radikar, the wolf. And so as you can tell, he's a pretty big guy. Then here's some more of the heroes. All of the heroes are in the tan looking on the tan looking sprues. And I know they look white here, but they're actually kind of a creamish tan color. And so you can tell the difference between the heroes and the villains because all of the villains are in gray. So that is the models. Then you've got this nice kind of protective barrier here. And when you take that off, you're going to find all of the other stuff that you're going to need for the game. You have a little pamphlet that just talks about the Cursed City novel by C.L. Werner. And I'm hoping that they end up getting more of these in because I would love to be able to read this. I love this setting, and so hopefully they're going to be getting more in. Then you've got your bases, and there are a lot of bases in this game. Again, there's 60 models, so you're going to have a lot of bases. And then we've got the dice, and I will go into a little bit more detail on these dice here in just a minute. But there are the different dice that you have. And then you've got your pack of the cards, and I'll go into detail and kind of show these cards off just a little bit here in a minute. Then we've got the rulebook, and the rulebook has, I believe it's 40 pages front and back. It's set up really nice, and I'll kind of flip through this here in just a second to kind of show you everything that's in the rulebook. I'm not going to go into detail on it, but I'll still kind of show you what is in the rulebook. And then we have the instructions on how to put the models together. Again, I'm not going to go into detail on that stuff just because I am going to be making more videos for that. Then we have the quest book, and this quest book is awesome because it has a lot of information about the game, a lot of the lore, and then it's got all of the setup for the different maps that you are going to be playing. From there, you will find the Warscrolls for the heroes, and that way you can use them with Age of Sigmar. And again, here's some of the enemy stuff as well. So it's really cool that this was added in. And then this is the envelope that comes with it, and it actually says on the back to not open it until the final assault decapitation journey has been completed. And so it's really cool that they did that. It really makes me want to go through the game, try to finish it, and see what is in that. And then there's a little errata, however you want to say that. I know people say it differently, for how to put one of the models together. And it's Dagne Holdenstock, I believe is how you say his name. They just forgot to put a part in the how to assemble models book. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the token boards and maps. Give me just a second. I will unwrap it, and then we will take a look at the artwork on the map boards and the tokens. Also, before I move on, I wanted to say that it comes with a lot of baggies for you to put all of the tokens and different things in. It looks like there's about 8 baggies in here, and they're nice, thick baggies as well. So that all comes in the box with the rest of the stuff. So going ahead and taking a look at the map boards, the one thing that's really nice about this is a lot of the tokens are up here at the top, so they didn't have to print a ton of mat boards. So it looks like there are 5 different mat boards, and they're even numbered down here at the bottom. So it's a great way to make sure you got all of the pieces in your game. So here are the map tiles, and as you can tell, the artwork is really nice. It's very, very crisp. The tiles are double-sided, and so that's really cool. There is a lot of customization that you can do on this as well. And so that is the first set of tiles. Now, if we look at the next one, you're going to see some more rooms. And again, I mean, the artwork on these are just awesome and very crisp, very clean. They did a great job with these. And so here's this, and then you've got some more tokens up here. Then you've got more tiles with more of the tokens. You flip it over, and you have got some really cool just artwork on this. Then we come to the tile that has all of the different tokens. And just to go over what some of these tokens are, up here you have got the wound counters. These are the level tokens. And from there, you've also got fear counters and influence counters. Over here, you will find the inspiration point counters. And then there's also just a lot of stuff. Like these are the decapitation tokens, the buried tokens, fatigue tokens right here. These are the initiative tokens, which are going to help you figure out when each character moves. And then this right here is the Suffocating Grave Tide token. Here are the 2 Nightfall and Quest tokens that go on to the Rondel, or I guess you could say the Sky Vessel. Excuse me, the Sky Vessel board. And this is where you put the dice, the ones that are able to be used and the ones that aren't. And so, again, I mean, the artwork and everything on this is really cool. And so that is the 5 sets of or token sheets that you get. This right here is where you put the cards and the initiative track for each of the characters and the enemies. So that's where those go on the game table. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the rulebook. You will see that it is pretty big. Like I said, it is 40 pages. And so there is a lot of information in this game. A big index, and then you've got the introduction and all of the components, and it just kind of explains what everything is. Up here is the cards, and I'll go into detail about what all the different sections are on the cards, just so you kind of understand what those are for. Got all the trait cards, the encounter cards, just everything. And then here you have actually got a list of all of the models that are in the game. And as you can tell, there are a ton. Then it gets into some pretty interesting stuff. You've got combat tutorials that explain to you how, excuse me, how a turn is done when it comes to attacking and moving and what the hostiles do and all that kind of stuff. So you can actually do a quick little tutorial before you even play the game. And so that's really nice that they did that. Getting ready to play kind of explains how everything's set up there, and just kind of breaks everything down for you. The rulebook's set up really nicely. There were a few things that I feel like the translation was a little rough, but I mean, that's obviously going to happen, and that's okay. But it's not anything that is really messes you up too bad, honestly. But just a lot of information, like I said, talks about the first journey. All of these little boxes are kind of hints and tips to help you figure out, or quick reference guides, I guess you could say. So just a lot of information, a lot of things to look over, but once you look it over, it seems intimidating at first, but it's really not as bad as it looks. So there's all of that information, and that is what the rulebook looks like. And then if we take a look under it, I have the quest book here. And the quest book is really nice because the way it's set up is it gives you a lot of flavor text, gives you a lot of information of the backstory of the game, and kind of tells you everything that is going on. And you've got the backstory for Masters of the Cursed, so all of the monsters, the denizens of darkness. Then you've got Against the Darkness and gets into the Agents of Defiance, which are the hero characters. Ulfenkarn in Peril is the first quest, and then it's all broken down for you, gives you the different layouts that you can do. And then it goes on to the next quest, and then you've got the crisis table. And there are a lot of things that can happen when you get into crisis. Like there's 161 things for the crisis table. So there's a lot in this. It is 56 pages front and back. And then you've got a reference sheet on the back of the quest book. Then after taking a look at that is the Warscrolls for all of the characters in the game. In the middle, they have a nice piece of artwork from the box cover. And so you've got the different Warscrolls for each of the heroes. And then you also have Warscrolls for the villains. And then the pitched battle profiles. So there are the books for the game. And with that being done, let's go ahead and take a look at the dice. The game comes with a lot of dice. The black dice are actually the Destiny dice. And these dice are the dice that actually go on the Sky Vessel board. And it's real interesting how that works, because you're going to take these and you roll them, and then you will put the dice on the Sky Vessel board. But if any of them are doubles, triples, anything that there's more than one of that number of, those dice go away, and they're in the discard area of the Sky Vessel, so they can't be used. So it's really interesting how that works, because it can really hinder you. Especially if you roll it, and you end up getting, say those were both fours, you could only have one Destiny die for your Sky Vessel board. And so it's really interesting how that works. The Sky Vessel board can actually give, if I remember correctly, can actually give players another turn. And so if there's only one of them on there, then only one person can use that dice. And I believe if you get to roll that every turn, I guess you could say, or every round. But I could be wrong on that. Then all of the white small dice are your activation dice. And that I will go into a little more detail and kind of show you whenever I show you the character cards. But each character gets 4 dice, and you will roll the dice, and then you allocate that onto the character card. So it's really, again, kind of a neat idea that they have going with that. After that, you have got the quest die, and you place this below the Sky Vessel board, and that has different things that happen throughout the quests while using that. And for example, on the Ulfenkarn in Peril, which is the first quest, excuse me, when a crisis occurs during a round, you will look in the quest, at the quest book, and you will see this table here. And so when that happens, you will roll the die, and whichever one it lands on, so that was page 1, you go to page 28, number 1. And so that will tell you exactly what happens. So that's kind of what the quest die is for. And then the rest of the dice that you will see are the different action dice. And you've got two six-sided dice, and on them you will find four blank sides, one diamond, which is one success, and one double diamond, which is a critical success. And that kind of goes into the type of attack that you're going to do against the enemy. And each character has different sets of these dice that they will be using. And so that's why you're seeing different ones here. So the D6, there's two chances out of six. You've got the D4, which obviously has double the chances. And then you've got the last one here, and this is the D8, and, or no, excuse me, I'm sorry, this is the D12. And obviously there are more chances of success on the D12 than the other two. And so that is all of the dice. And since some of the character cards will go with a lot of the stuff that I was just talking about, let's go ahead and take a look at the cards, and I will kind of explain what is on the character cards and how that works. Just to show you really quick, here's some of the different cards that you are going to see in the game. You've got the trait cards up here on the top left. Then this is the initiative cards, and all of these cards are the initiative just track and when each of the characters and the villains will go. And so all of that's kind of laid out in different quests, as well as like the enemies that might show up, stuff like that. Right here, you have got the exploration cards. And so as you can see, there's different things on these cards, and it's all set up right there for you. And then you've got the quest card, and that kind of you put different things on that to try to keep track of what you are doing. Then you've got the Mortis cards. Here are the empowerment cards and the encounter cards. So those are all of the different types of cards that you will see in the game. And I wanted to go through those really quick. That way I can spend a little bit more time on the character cards and enemy cards and kind of break those down for you and kind of give you a little more information on those. Okay, so here are the character and, excuse me, the enemy cards. And up here, you're going to see the picture of the hostile that this card is for. And as you can tell, they've got an empowered side and a regular side. And so just to see real quick, this is all the different characters that you can go up against, and the different, just artwork on it's really cool. You can see the dice here, kind of like I was talking earlier. That's what they will roll. And I'll kind of explain that a little bit more on the characters cards. But anyway, you've got the picture here in the top left, and then you've got their name. Right here is going to be all of the move and wound values and the size. So this Ulfenwatch is a small character. It has 2 wounds and it can move 3 spaces. Then right under that, you will see the hostile's weapon actions. And so it does rusted weapon. It is a melee type. It will roll 2 of the D6 dice. And remember, like I was saying, this is a success, and then this is a critical success. So depending on different things, you might not be able to block their attacks. And that could be depending on the character. Like I said, I haven't played this game yet, and I just read over the rules real quick last night to kind of understand all of the components. From there, you're going to see the rules and the abilities for each character. So, like City Guard Patrol, a hostile group that contains any Ulfenwatch, cannot include more than 1 Ulfenwatch Sergeant or more than 1 Ulfenwatch Banner Bearer. In addition, if an Ulfenwatch group has 4 or more models, one of the models must be an Ulfenwatch Sergeant if one is available, and one of the models must be an Ulfenwatch Banner Bearer if one is available. So there's different things that each character will have to do and things that have to happen with those characters. Then the behavior table is down here, and that is actually what you will roll to see how the character will take their actions. So you'll roll the d12 and then you see what it is. So for example, if you take the d12, roll it, it was 12. So you go to the 9 through 12 and do that action. So that is the enemies, and then you flip it over, and that is the empowered side, and things get a little bit more tricky because they get stronger. So, like on here, that rusted weapon went from having 2d6, where there's only 2 chances, up to a d12 that has, as you can see, a lot more chances for hits. So it's pretty bad when they become empowered. And so you will definitely want to stay away from that. Then taking a look at the hero cards, you have got kind of the same thing right here. You have got their picture, and you should have 8 of them with each character's model at the top. And so you can tell that each of these models is really nice and just look awesome. And so with that, let's go ahead and take a look at Captain Imelda Braskov. And the interesting thing about the way health works in this game is when you take a wound, it goes on here. This is your actions for each character. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let me go ahead and backtrack a little bit. Here is the picture. Then you have got their move, the vitality, the agility, and defense values. So the pictures here coincide with each of the 3 dice. So it's really cool the way that's done. The move is 3, or if you sprint or run, you can move 4. And then you can have a carried item, and that will go right here. Then down here is actually your armor and weapon spots. So you will put the armor and weapon cards down here. And that's kind of your way of knowing what you have active. So after that, you will find right here is going to be the hero's path to glory. And each hero has a different path to glory. So for like Captain Imelda, the path to glory is cut them down. Each time this hero slays 3 or more hostiles during the same activation, gain 1 inspiration point. So that can be really good if you end up cutting down that many. Then here is the unique abilities, kind of like with the enemies. And just above that is all of their stats again. And so the interesting way this works, you take the dice that you have for them, the 4 dice, roll it. Okay, so now you've got these, and you can set these in any square that you want. So you've got that. This is what you use to do your actions. Dawnlight, you have to use a 1 or higher. So obviously I would probably use that, and that will give me 1 roll. So I rolled, I ended up getting a success, and that's 2 damage. If I were to roll and get a critical, it would be 4 damage. And that's kind of how all of the stuff works for all of the different movement that you can do and the different things that you can do. So again, I haven't read the rules in depth, but just from watching some of the videos and different things like that, that's kind of how that works. But the interesting thing, like I said, is the damage. When a character takes damage, it covers up one of these spots. So you actually lose actions as you start to lose your health. So health is really important in this game, obviously. Then, when you flip it over, you have the inspired side. So I believe once you get a certain amount of inspired tokens, if I remember correctly, then you flip it over, and obviously things get a little bit better. So like this, instead of having a d12, you have 2 d8s, and so you'd roll those, and obviously that's a little bit better. You do more damage. So, that is the way that those cards are set up, and that is all of the components for the cursed city. So I'm going to go ahead and let's take it back up top, and I will give you my final thoughts on this box. And there you have it. That is the contents of the Warhammer Quest Cursed City box. And there is a lot of stuff in this game. The price was $200, and I think it was actually worth it. Lots of models, 60 models altogether. Then you have tons of cards, tons of dice, just a lot of really, really nice stuff. All of the boards and everything, they're so crisp and just so clear. And I definitely think it was worth the money. What did you all think of this? What was your favorite part of it? I really like the way that the heroes are controlled and how those play out. It'll be interesting to see how that actually plays out while playing the game. But anyway, with that being said, what models are you looking forward to putting together or paint, or what models are you looking forward to see me put together? But until next time, thank you all so much. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Again, it really, really helps the channel. And it really helps me out. It lets me know that you all like the stuff that I'm doing or don't like the stuff that I'm doing. If you don't like the stuff I'm doing, give me a dislike. Let me know what I need to change. Let me know what you would like to see. What other kind of content would you like to see on the channel? Just let me know in the comments below, and let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do to make this channel your channel, because that's the main reason I'm here, is to help you all and to give you all as good of a channel as I can. So yeah, with that being said, thank you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and happy painting, happy gaming. Bye-bye, everybody.